Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 19 at 7. I'm Kaylin Hagwood. JR has the evening off and we begin on the very special visit in Orangeburg today as the president visited SC State University. It isn't every day that you get to walk with a congressman, let alone be personally congratulated by the President of the United States. Well, Biden arrived in South Carolina this morning when Air Force One landed right here at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport. After stepping off the plane, he said it felt good to be back in the Palmetto State. And the president then made his way to the graduation ceremony at South Carolina State, arriving at the college a little after 10 this morning. Congressman Jim Clyburn had invited the president to deliver the commencement speech, and he accepted. Well, we've had team coverage on the president's arrival throughout the day. Nigel Hood has a look at today's ceremony and what it meant for the congressman to cross the stage.
Congressman James Clyburn graduated from South Carolina State in 1961, but at the time, the university did not have a December commencement ceremony. 60 years later, he finally got to walk the stage.
Bachelor of Science, History, James E. Clyburn. Summa magna congressional cum laude.
South Carolina's U.S. representative received his degree in the mail, but was not able to walk in his commencement ceremony.
Graduates, no matter how many times you attempt, you keep trying until you get it right. Don't give up.
Interim President Alex Conyers says he found out a few months ago Clyburn didn't have that experience most graduates look forward to after working so hard for their degrees. So he did what he could to make up for that lost moment.
It was a great opportunity that we in 2021 could go back and do something that we weren't able to do in 1960. His
recognition inspiring graduates at South Carolina State.
I think overall, him receiving his degree, that was, historical as well. Him just speaking to us and, letting us know that you can do it, that's really important. We can do it, especially this young generation. We can do it.
In Orangeburg, Nigel Hood, News 19, WLTX.
Well, after Clyburn, President Joe Biden took to the podium to address the graduating class, and he spoke on Clyburn's late wife, Emily, who spoke very highly of the president. Mrs. Clyburn earned her bachelor's degree at SC State as well.
Honored you asked me to be here, and as you receive your diploma you earned 60 years ago, but never got a chance to receive it in person. I know this, that Miss Emily's here. Her spirit and the students are here today. Students on scholarship in her name. Students in the Honors College in her name. And she is always in our hearts. She was a genuine gift, a dear friend to Jill and me, and a great American. And she loved this institution. She loved this institution.
South Carolina State is just one of several historically black colleges in South Carolina. Biden said they should all be very proud of their university and the accomplishments they have achieved so far.
You're ready because you're part of a proud and sacred tradition, an HBCU tradition, more than 180 years of excellence, institutions that instill a sense of purpose and commitment to make a difference in all their students, not just to lift up yourselves, but to lift up others. An institution grounded in the belief that every American, of every race, background, and zip code, should have a fair and equal chance to get as far as their God-given talents give them. Incubators of scholars and educators, advocates and athletes, leaders of industry and entertainment, faith in medicine, arts and science, the molders of trailblazers, visionaries and public servants. You know it. You know it better than anyone.
Well, before ending his speech, the president wanted to make it clear that those graduating will have the opportunity to change the future of our country.
The next 5 to 10 years is going to determine what it's going to look like 50 years from now. I'm counting on you. I really am. I'm not kicking off the responsibility, but I'm counting on you. Congratulations to all of you. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. I say to the military, God bless you all and may God protect our troops, fellas and ladies.
The graduating students at SC State and Representative Clyburn weren't the only ones to receive a degree. The president was also awarded. Mr. Biden was presented with a doctorate of humane letters. That is a degree that is typically awarded for those who have distinguished themselves through humanitarian and philanthropic contributions to society. After the graduation ceremony, the president made his way back to CAE to board Air Force One. He left South Carolina earlier this afternoon. Thank you, Chief. A historic day in Sumter County as the town of Maysville celebrates one of their own. Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, a civil rights trailblazer and one of the nation's most influential education leaders, was honored with a 3-ton marble statue today. She will be the first African American sent to the Capitol from a state to be represented in the National Statuary Hall collection.
That's one of their things about Mary McLeod Bethune. She was such a driver for education. And so I think that this statue, the symbolism of it, demonstrates to young people what education can do in one's life.
Now the statue is making its way to Washington, D.C., and Congressman Clyburn says states like Arkansas and Virginia have followed suit in replacing Confederate statues at the Capitol. Turning now to the latest on the coronavirus, DHEC says it supports the CDC recommendation to use the Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccine over the Johnson & Johnson shot. This is for 2 main reasons. One is because 2 have higher efficacy rates, as well as a rare but serious side effect found in the J&J shot related to blood clotting. However, the J&J vaccine will still be available for people who are unable or unwilling to take one of the other 2 brands. Here's a look at the latest coronavirus cases in our state. DHEC is reporting 1,242 new infections and also 16 virus-related deaths. Health experts warn that the new Omicron variant, along with holiday crowds, could lead to a major surge in cases this winter. Well, DHEC is recommending COVID-19 testing for people spending time this holiday season with people outside of their household. That's regardless of vaccine status. The agency is expecting a big increase in demand for testing over the next few days, which may lead to longer turnaround times for test results. That is why they are urging people to get tested on or before this Sunday. There are testing opportunities throughout the Midlands. You can learn more right now on our website, WLTX.com. Well, speaking of the holidays, if you want to have your gifts arrive on time, the deadline is quickly approaching. Dee Dee Gatton tells us ways you can save on last-minute shopping.
Come on in. 2 of those? Yeah. Okay, honey, you got it.
Catherine Beal with Dilworth Packing Company says this has been the busiest week so far. Beal says the way you pack could cost you in the long run.
They think this putting it in a box is going to arrive safely. If it's breakable, you've got to have lots of bubble wrap, peanuts, and usually the most helpful is to line the box with like foam board.
She says the materials you're using make a big difference.
They're putting it in too small of a box. It's got to have cushion all the way around the product if it's breakable.
Oh yeah, and this is a big one.
You should use shipping tape, not like Scotch tape, not like masking tape, not like blue tape.
Also, make sure to check which carriers offer the cheapest rates.
Usually post office is less expensive, but when you start going to the West Coast, FedEx is less expensive.
Whatever you do, plan ahead and get in here quick.
All right, and there's your tracking number on the 2nd page. All right, have a great rest of the day.
That was Dee Dee Gatton reporting. And speaking of last-minute shopping, here are some deadlines to keep in mind. If you ship with FedEx, their deadline for ground economy service as well as ground and home delivery has already passed. Don't worry, the Express Saver deadline is December 21st. The company also confirmed 2-day shipping is available, but items need to be sent by December 22nd. As for UPS, you have to check the company's website for quotes on ground shipping and for when you can expect your packages to arrive. The deadline for packages flying second-day air service is December 22nd, and next-day air service is December 23rd. And the post office says the deadline to send priority mail packages is December 18th. That is tomorrow. And Priority Mail Express needs to be shipped by December 23rd. Well, we are tracking the possibility of some rain in the Midlands coming over the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Efren Afante has a look at your forecast coming up. Well, hopefully we'll get some kind of cold. Hopefully that might be a little bit wrong, but some advice for some kids this season. The Grinch was found here in the Midlands. We have the details on his arrest next. Well, check this out. He was caught on camera today, a Christmas miracle. As earlier, the Kershaw County Sheriff's Office arrested the Grinch. Sheriff Lee Bone tweeted out this picture of Mr. Grinch sitting in the back of a police car. He goes on to say the Grinch has been charged with an attempt to steal Christmas. No surprise there. Luckily, he was denied bond and won't get another chance to steal Christmas this year. I know a lot of kids are happy to see him in the back of a police car and not by their trees this holiday. You'll stay with us. We have more News 19 after this. That is our time. Thank you so much for joining us. Please come back to see us tonight for News 19 at 11.